All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is officially Saturday morning. Welcome back to the channel. I'm IWN. This is your AEW Dynamite, February the 11th, 2023 review. Now, I was supposed to originally go live for my Dynamite review this Thursday, but I decided to take the day off of, I decided to take a day off of YouTube. I decided to take a break from YouTube this Thursday. But I'm here. I'm ready to get this Dynamite review out the way so I can go ahead and go over your WWE and AEW Saturday morning news because we got a lot of it to go over. When I mean a lot, we're talking 2K news, NXT news, Raw news. I got all of your WWE, AEW Saturday news that you need to hear. Live on YouTube, here on the IWN YouTube channel. If you guys are new, subscribe, turn on that bell for all notifications. Be sure you hit the like button on the stream, hit the thumbs up. Your likes, your comments, your ongoing support for the channel goes a long way. We have 581 subscribers right now. We are still on the road to 600. We are still 19 subscribers away from 600. So I may end up doing something special here and there on the channel when we get to 600 subscribers. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. That's if you think you're going to enjoy all the content I have on the channel right now. Be sure you go, speaking of content, be sure you go check out all the other content. If you haven't checked out my Monday Night Raw review, go check that out. That's on the channel as well as my NXT Vengeance Day review. I got two short lyric videos on there. So if you guys can go check those out, get those a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Those are new videos that I've been doing. I've been posting short rap lyrics on Facebook and Instagram. That is something new I've been doing. As you guys notice, there are 2 short rap lyric videos on there. And I will be working on my YouTube channel art banner today because I'm going to be posting my community YouTube schedule. I'm going to be posting my full YouTube schedule for the rest of this weekend and for next week. So next week's going to be an interesting schedule because we have Elimination Chamber, which will be on the 18th. I will be off of work that day. I hope to God, hopefully my job doesn't call me Saturday. Hopefully I can be able to watch it. I love to have the weekends off. That's one thing about me when it comes to my job. I love to work on days that I'm available. It's like when I'm working, I'm working. When I'm off, I'm off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I will be posting my full YouTube schedule for the rest of this weekend and next week here on the YouTube channel. Today, I will also be streaming 2 new games today, I believe. I will not be live for your SmackDown Rampage review. That is why I say I have all of your WWE AEW Saturday news. That includes news from Thursday, from Friday, and news for today as well. Mainly the news for Thursday and Friday. But this is your WWE AEW Saturday morning news that I'll be giving out after your AEW Dynamite review. It's going to be one of my best reviews on the channel, just based on what I'm going to be saying when I go over everything that went down on the show this Wednesday night. Now, MJF versus Konosuke, easily a banger. Enjoyed it. Jericho versus the Bunny. Oh, boy. Got a lot of good things and a lot of bad things to say about that match. They made Jamie Hayter look bad in that match. That's the first time the AEW's made her look bad. Paige and Toni Storm continue their reign of terror within the AEW Women's Division. And the Elite's reign as AEW Trios Tag Team Champs continue. Now, I think we are close to getting House of Black Elite feud within the company. I believe. Hopefully, when we get Elite House of Black feud, hopefully it'll be one of the best feuds in the AEW Tag Team division. I don't think AEW should introduce AEW Women's Tag Team titles. I don't want them to be like WWE. I want AEW to just simply be like AEW. Tony Khan needs to keep his eye off of WWE and focus on his promotion. WWE's got themselves to focus on at this point. You know, their shows haven't been good. SmackDown and NXT are the main shows that haven't been really good. Meanwhile, there's podcasters like JD and everybody else saying that Monday Night Raw is not good. I don't believe that. I think Monday Night Raw's been great. I think SmackDown and NXT are the shows that are not great, to be honest. I think Monday Night Raw's doing better than NXT and SmackDown, to be honest. But, you know what? At the same time, Monday Night Raw is no different. Some weeks they have bad shows, some weeks they have good shows. That's the way it is. I'm not going to sit here and yell and scream, and no, I'm not doing all that. Not at 4 something in the morning. Yeah. That afternoon, yeah. At night, if I'm reviewing something, yeah, I'll be doing that. But not in the mornings. Nah. Especially at a time where everybody's asleep now. The shows in WWE need to get better, man. And if the viewership and ratings dropping for NXT and SmackDown isn't any indication to you of that, then I'm going to need you to check yourselves in the mirror. Because these shows have been nothing but a complete failure. Complete bore fest. SmackDown and Rampage. All the more reasons why I'm not going live for my SmackDown and Rampage reviews, because both shows were complete failures. Both shows were not good. And if you don't believe me, why don't you go check out JD's SmackDown review? Even he said SmackDown and Rampage were not good shows this week. Even he said SmackDown sucked. Yeah. And you heard me on my SmackDown watch-along say that this division on SmackDown sucks. It does. It does, really. I don't know why they cannot keep Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans off of TV. Nobody cares about them, man. Nobody gives a fuck about Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Lacey Evans. And this proves that JD is right again. This proves that I'm right again because, A, Lacey Evans is not a good wrestler. B, Ronda Rousey is worse. And C, Charlotte Flair doesn't even deserve to be SmackDown Women's Champion. Really. You might as well say I'm talking about SmackDown at this point. Which I'm not going to go too much into it. The only two best things on SmackDown this week was the Fatal 4-Way match between Santos Escobar, Karrion Kross, Madcap Moss, and Rey Mysterio. And the Bloodline storyline. Those were the two best things on SmackDown this week. Outside of those two things, everything else was a complete, utter disaster. The Viking Raiders theme song, they still got that. They need to get rid of that sound off of their theme song, man. That sound is annoying, man. They really need to get rid of that. They do not realize how annoying that is to the crowd, to everybody that's watching. My God, they need to give the Viking Raiders their old gimmick back from NXT. They need to give them their old song, their old theme song back. They need to give Johnny Gargano's old theme song back, the one he had from NXT. Same with Shayna Baszler. They need to give her old theme songs back. I don't know why they're letting certain talent keep their old theme songs. They should be letting all of their talents keep all their old theme songs back. If you want to come up with new theme songs, have better theme songs that's going to stand out. Theme songs that's going to fit a WWE male and female superstar's character. Not have theme songs where it's going to be complete garbage and it makes somebody come out looking and bad and all that stuff. No. We don't need all that. That's too much. But MJF versus Konosuke, a banger. Jamie Hayter versus the Bunny. I got a lot of good bad things to say about that. Tony Storm and Paige continuing the reign of terror in the AEW Women's Division. The Elite continuing to reign as AEW Trios Tag Team Champions. We're going to go over it all here on the IWN YouTube channel right now. I'm not going to waste anybody's time. We're going to go ahead and get to the review because I know you guys have been waiting for an AEW Dynamite review ever since the weekend came. So, ever since the weekend, you guys been waiting for a Dynamite review on my channel. And here it is. And we're going to start with MJF versus Konosuke, which is what kicked off AEW Dynamite episode 7. So Konosuke had an opportunity to pretty much pay off what had been a magical start to his All Elite Wrestling career by defeating World Champ MJF in a Eliminator match. As great as the 27-year-old Japanese star has been, though the salt of the earth was that much better. MJF withstood the arsenal of a game striker, not to mention a self-inflicted injury caused by a missed knee drop, to tap Konosuke out with an armbar that exploded the babyface's own left arm injury. Another reason why Rampage was terrible, and another reason why I'm not reviewing Rampage is because time again, AEW keeps rushing these AEW Rampage. I wish they would stop doing that and start taking their time with these Rampage shows. There's no reason why you should be rushing the show. That is ridiculous. That's another thing they need to cut the shit on. There's no sense in you doing that. You're going to lose audience doing that. You can't rush these shows. That is the same thing WWE does. Oh my goodness. But then again, you have the time going fast too. But that still doesn't mean you got to rush the show. I mean, come on. Really. Now, the match between Konosuke and MJF was a fantastic match that didn't really overstay its welcome, but it was a banger. It did pack a ton of action into a 20-minute window. I will say that. Konosuke also performed up to the moment, but it was MJF's command of his work, as well as the audience, that really enhanced the contest. The crowd was all over him for his cheap heel tactics, be it rolling to the floor to avoid further punishment or draping his foot over the bottom rope at the opportune time to break up a pin. The reason why I'm up is because I'm not sleeping. I did take a nap yesterday, so I feel great. I feel great, man. It's a good thing I am up. It's always a good thing to be up, man. But it's not a good thing to get up late That's called oversleeping. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I got to work on getting up in the morning so I won't have to oversleep. So I don't have to be getting up late in the afternoon, then eat and take my medicine. I want to be feeling dizzy and be feeling sick and be in the hospital. But the crowd was all over him for his cheap heel tactic. Be it rolling to the floor to avoid further punishment or draping his foot over the bottom rope at the opportune time to break up a pin, whether it was showing off his in-ring physicality or physicology, or however you want to call it, or physical attributions or physical tributes. He was on fire here. And he pretty much proved he could miss 2 months of ring time and come back as good as he has ever been. Now, this win ensures MJF will enter Revolution on March the 5th as the AEW champion. Bryan Danielson will have the opportunity to cash his ticket to that pay-per-view and a 1-hour Iron Man match later in the show. This was Wednesday night. Now, a video package aired that featured Samoa Joe and focused on him recapturing the TNT Championship. He called Gauntlet a worthy adversary, even though he disagrees with his methods, but said Wardlow was unworthy. Joe said he took his championship in his hair. It said he would expose his secrets to pursue the TNT Championship. Joe said he would take everything from him. Back in the arena, the Bunny made her entrance with Kip Sabian before the Butcher and the Blade. I was about to get confused. I really was. I ain't gonna tell you. She was followed by Jamie Hayter. She was joined by Rebuild Ember. Footage was shown on Storm and Saraya. Attack stage last week. Now, we had Jamie Hayter with Britt Baker at ringside versus the Bunny with Penelope ringside in an AEW Women's Eliminator match. Again, every bill at ringside versus the Bunny, Penelope Ford, in an AEW Women's Championship Eliminator match. Hayter grabbed a sidewalk, Bunny down to the mat, back on their feet. Hayter landed a series of shoulder tackles and played to the crowd. The Bunny recovered and choked Hayter using the top rope in the corner. Hayter recovered, suplexed her back into the ring. The action spilled inside or out, where the Bunny was able to suplex Hayter into the ring steps. Yes, guys, I know my audio is skipping. But that's not going to last long because when my webcam gets here, it's probably not going to do all that anymore, hopefully. Now, both women battled on the outside during the break. The Bunny took a nasty suplex. Her head collided with Hayter on the way down as they got back in the. Again, the Bunny took a nasty suplex where her head collided with Hayter on the way down as they got back in the ring. Hayter quickly her ripcord lariat and got the win. Oh, I hate when my freaking audio is skipping like this. I don't understand why it's doing this. Guys, I apologize for my audio skipping like this. I think it's the way this computer gets started. I don't know, man. I really don't. Now, Eliminator and her crew celebrate back. Well, this Wi-Fi is strong, so it's probably that too. Backstage, Renee Young interviewed Tony Storm and Saraya. They congratulated Jamie on her win, but said she's a loser like everyone else in AEW. They invited Eva Bates and beat her up before springing an L on her stomach and her back. Saraya then said they weren't there to make friends. They were there to take over. No shit. Team, the Guevara Garcia Gauntlet was up next. The trio's title match was still coming up in the show. Now, like I said, the match between Konosuke and MJF, it was a high-quality opening match. I think it was intended to maximize the carryover audience for the first time, for the first quarter hour from Big Bang Theory. It's smart. MJF looked good. Konosuke continued the circle of losing excellent high-profile matches. And if I was AEW, I think the next step right now should be them getting him in a winning streak and getting him into the TNT title picture. That's what I think. Both women battled on the outside during the break. Oh, I already went over that, man. I'm doing. Anyways. So after Leva Bates was sprayed an L on her stomach and back, and after Saraya then said that they weren't there to make friends, they were there to take over. The team said the Guevara Garcia Gauntlet was up next. The trio's title match was still coming up later. Honestly, this match between Jamie Hayter and the Bunny, I'm going to be honest. The head-to-head collision at the end of this match, it clearly derailed whatever time they had left, you know. And we all know the Bunny, there was news on the Bunny not suffering a serious injury, and I don't know, man. I'm really into the Saraya and Tony Storm storyline. I think they're doing great for themselves. Saraya coming off somewhat unnatural in her promos, and it's still, I think she's coming off somewhat natural in her promos. I don't think it's bad at all, to be honest. I think Toni Storm is developing a personality. She's getting there. I mean, she's clearly fine. But to be honest, man, the post-match events did see Renee Young interview Saraya and Toni Storm. I will say that, but their ongoing feud with Hayter and Britt Baker were easily the bigger takeaway than that happened in the potentially injury-shortened match. I think that's all I'm going to say about that, man. I feel like they made Jamie Hayter look bad in this match. I really do. I really do feel like they made her look bad in this match against the Bunny. I mean, I don't think there was no reason why they should have made her to defend her AEW World Championship against the Bunny. Really? Out of all these women, you give Jamie Hayter the Bunny. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Think about it, folks. They give her the Bunny as her opponent. And can I ask why? She should have been given a better opponent than the Bunny. I don't think the Bunny is doing. I don't think giving her the Bunny made any sense at all. They're both not heels, but I don't know. This match didn't feel right. The match didn't feel right, man. To me, Jamie Hayter did great in this match. The Bunny, no. The Bunny needs to work on her in-ring skills a little bit more. She needs to work on herself a little bit more to get people invested in her, man. In her heel character. Because this shtick ain't working for her. Now, I can hate this audio skipping. Backstage, Lexi Neer was allowed into MJF's locker room for an interview. He wore bloody tape on his hands. MJF addressed Konosuke. Oh, did he? Really? He said he was good, but not good enough. Not good enough. That's what MJF is. I mean, that's him. He then said that nobody is on his level right now. MJF then told a story about high school, about getting speeding tickets and picking up women. Sure, I don't blame him for picking up women. Good-looking females out here, I'll tell you that much. Woo, me. He explained that he picked up a girl and got busy while he was driving. Managed to hydroplane and hit a telephone pole. This girl, Liv, cracked her head on the windshield and he switched seats with her so he wouldn't be the one driving when the cops showed up. Ha ha ha, funny joke coming from MJF. MJF, what a comedian he is. MJF said nobody cares in low or in life how you get the job done as long as you're a winner. It's true in real life as long as you're a winner. Danielson will never be a winner because he never ever get a shot at MJF. Well, safe to say Danielson will never get all the thoughts like MJF, that's for sure. Never mind shot. He called himself a scumbag. A scumbag. Wow. I thought he was going to call him a drum bag. Anyway, it said he was proud of it. Next up was the Garcia Gauntlet. First out were Menard and Parker, followed by Ricky Starks. Man, I need to get my words right, man. I don't know what's going on with me. We got Ricky Starks versus the Jericho Appreciation Society in a Gauntlet match. Angelo Parker was up first. He landed a hard right hand and suplex Starks for a 2 count. This match didn't last long. Parker attempted to use the ropes for a pinfall right in front of the referee and went nowhere. It went nowhere, man. After getting that pinfall right in front of the referee, Starks went for a Rochambeau. I don't know what that is, but Parker poked him in the eyes. Starks landed a spear, got the win. Menard attempted to roll up Starks, but it was reversed, and Menard was pinned immediately. As you all know, I was live my AEW Dynamite watch along this week, but I wasn't live with the review this Thursday. I'm live with it now, though, but just saying. Those of you that were in the live chat for my Dynamite watch along, we had a good time. We had a blast. Dynamite was a banger of the next episode. It was great. I think it was probably one of the best episodes that Dynamite's produced all week, to be honest. That's just me. Daniel Garcia made an entrance, and he was interrupted by Sammy Guevara. Both guys approached the ring in an attempt to pretty much deceive Starks. He tried to attack Guevara. Garcia jumped him from behind, beginning the third part of the Gauntlet. Garcia sent Starks hard into the turnbuckles. Starks attempted a spear. Garcia cut him off with a knee lift. Wow, an intense promo from MJF there. Whoa! Wow. Talk about the commitment to making himself into the ultimate scumbag. I mean, really. He straying into Andrew Douglas territory with his mannerisms and some of the lazy content. I thought I was going to hear myself saying lazy content, but they're not giving lazy. It defiantly worked for this story. It really did. Now, after the Garcia-Guevara match, as far as Ricky Starks goes, I will say that Ricky Starks looked like an idiot for accepting the Gauntlet match a little bit, kind of, sort of. And he did make some kind of little effort to prepare for the antics of Jericho Appreciation Society. And you know what? I honestly they would portray him smarter babyface than that. You know? I don't know why they didn't just go with that, man. You know? Made it seem like he came out as a heel. I don't know. But it doesn't change the fact that Starks was among the hottest stars on the show not all that long ago. That is for damn sure. Now, hopefully, the inevitable rematch Jericho resitifies that, and history suggests the outcome of that contest may not be as obvious as one would think, and that is probably problematic. Not pathetic, but problematic. We got Bryan Danielson versus Rush. Rush. You know, I like that. It's better than the Viking Raiders' old theme song. It's better than the Viking Raiders' entrance. I'll tell you that much. Talk about something that you like. Yeah. You love to see when Rush does his entrance. And those Rush sounds echoing in the arena. MJF in cahoots with Prince Vince and Joe's did everything in his power to keep Bryan Danielson from making it to the ring for his scheduled match with El Toro, Arturo Blanco, Rush. A determined American Dragon shouldered his way out and sprinted to the ring, only to find himself on the defensive and bloody early. Now all of a sudden, I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm feeling kind of a little shaky, like I'm about to fall out. Why do I feel like that? I haven't ate nothing that's going to poison me or anything. I feel kind of weird now. I am kind of dozed too. But anyways, back to what I was saying, guys. Nothing will deter Danielson, though, as he cashed his ticket to Revolution on March the 5th and an AEW World Championship Iron Man match against MJF by way of a knee to the face of Rush by Bryan Danielson. I mean, it was nothing short of fantastic. It was definitely a banger. This was another banger of a match on Dynamite. Danielson continued to assert his greatness, and Rush reminded the world as to why he was once considered the future of Ring of Honor. Both men were extraordinary, fantastic, incredible, great, delivering up to even the lowest of expectations, a match that would have fit perfectly on any pay-per-view card. This is basically, in my eyes, a WrestleMania caliber match, to be honest. It's an AEW pay-per-view match. It was an intense, hard-hitting affair. It saw the American Dragon absorb everything thrown at him for providing his will was strong. Even when his body may not have been, may not have been at its best. Even when his body has tired him out a little bit. I'm just going to say it like that. So he seemed like he was really tired because he kept falling down. The post-match beatdown by MJF was great and built even more heat for the villain ahead of a match with Danielson that should be a defining point in his young career. Now, so Hugh and Moore from Impractical Jokers were interviewed by Tony Schiavone. They said Chris Jericho was a diva on their show. Meanwhile, I was thinking they were talking about YouTube content creator, the Demon Diva. I thought they was talking about her. So they stole his ploy to get back at him. They actually offered him some time on their show tomorrow to answer for the situation. I was going to say stipulation. Goes to show you guys, I should have never went live with my review. I should have saved this review for the afternoon. Because sometimes when I go live my reviews, I'll get my stuff wrong. As far as correcting with what I say, you guys can understand. And my audio is skipping too. That's embarrassing. Because usually it doesn't do that. That is unusual for my audio to be skipping like this. I mean, it literally did this 2 weeks ago. And I'm not joking either. Which goes to show that I probably need a new speaker. That's what I'm saying. I need to get a gaming laptop so that way I don't have to be going live on this laptop anymore. Getting sick of it. I really am. I feel like just shutting down the stream altogether. That's how I feel about it. Hey, Rita. AR Fox and Top Flight made their entrance for the trios title match. They were following Kenny Omega. So we got Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Matt Nick Jackson with Michael Nakazawa versus AR Fox and Top Flight's Dante and Darius Martin for the AEW Trios Championships. See, why is my audio skipping? I really don't understand this. What is the meaning of this? Momentum was on the side of Top Flight as Dante and Darius entered Wednesday's AEW World Trios Championship match alongside partner AR Fox against the Elites Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Now, they had scored victories in recent Trios Battle Royal and in tag team action against the Bucks. Now, they sought to make it 3 in a row by dethroning the champions. The challengers fell just short. Once they fell just short, though, but not without another breakout performance by Fox. He seized another opportunity, showed out, begging the question, why did it take so long for someone to give him the chance to showcase his skill on this stage? That Fox was fantastic, hanging with the Elite, appearing to have them teetering on the edge of defeat on more than one occasion. Ultimately, Omega was able to out-wrestle him late, actually escaping with his team's titles via roundup. Or should I say roll-up? Now, it wasn't as good as the opener or the Danielson Rush match, but it was still a widely effective party match that the fans invested from the get-go. It had fans invested from the beginning, ever since day one. It allowed the challengers to shine. Elite still feel stalled. Something no 1970s rock hit will change. But at least they padded the win-loss record here and have another quality match to talk. Now, the main event was the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We had the Acclaim defending their AEW World Tag Team Champions against the Gun Club. I didn't like the ending of the match. I really didn't. I don't know why it would. I don't understand why you would like the ending of the match. I mean, you gotta be selfish as a freaking internet wrestling community mark. Really. I didn't like this. Austin and Colton Gunn won the AEW World Tag Team Championship in the midst of Wednesday's Dynamite. Now, take a moment to shit sink in y'all's heads because it actually happened and I didn't like it. This shit sucked. This is the one thing on this show, the one only thing I didn't like. The ending. This is the one thing about this week's episode of Dynamite. Why would they make a fucking to have the Acclaim drop the titles to the Gauntlet? I would have loved seeing Acclaim feuding with other heel tag teams. Really. You got House of Black. You got to have the Acclaim feud with them. You got to have Acclaim match against Luchasaurus and Christian. Could have had the Acclaim against Pac, Penta Ray Phoenix, or Penta Ray Phoenix. There's plenty of other tag teams in that division. We could have the Acclaim versus the Iron Savages. I don't know where those guys are. What I'm saying, man, there's plenty of tag teams in that division they could have went against before dropping that title to. I don't know how in the world this makes sense to anybody, but I guess this was a solid contest between the second generation stars and the Acclaimed Matt Caster and Anthony Bowens. Descended to an overbooked test late, absolutely, with a referee bump and teased heel turn by Billy Gunn before the advertised outcome that saw the Guns claim gold. The Acclaim are one of the most over acts in any company in pro wrestling and had gone through so much to win the AEW tag titles. They were nowhere near close to their popularity diminishing, which means this outcome was even more flooding. There will be some who defend the booking of this, suggesting that the screwy nature of the outcome will build heat for the Guns in a return match that will be even hotter as fans anticipate Caster and Bowens getting their titles back. That is not the impression the finish left up. Now, the overall tone of the closing moments of the show was either confusion or dismay. I was actually confused with this, to be honest. The decision to use the Guns to dethrone the Acclaim just felt wrong in a lot of ways. It did. It felt absolutely awful. That was an absolute fucking dumb ending to AEW Dynamite. I didn't like this. Maybe Tony Khan can actually recidify this and heat up a story quick enough to get fans excited about a rematch for Revolution. Because from the looks of this, it did not really get over at all, like management likely hoped. Maybe. It wasn't right at all, man. I did not appreciate this in it. It was fucking terrible. I'm sorry, man. It was just not there for me. It was not a good match, not a good finish. Period. It was sloppy. It was off late. I think at the same time, still, at this day, I still think the crowd may have gotten in its kids some speed. There had been a turn. If there would have been a got the satisfying options. But overall, outside of that, everything else was great. Oh, after that, and AEW making Jamie Hayter look bad in her AEW World Championship match against the Bunny, giving her a useless opponent that was a waste of Jamie Hayter's time. And everything else in the show was great. MJF versus Konosuke and Danielson versus Rush were two of the best matches on the show. I have nothing further to say. That is going to do it for your Dynamite review. If you guys enjoyed it, it's up. I apologize for my audio at the beginning of the review. It's been doing that the last few days now. Even with I don't understand what's causing it. I think number one is the strong Wi-Fi, and number two, the way the speaker is built within the laptop. Because after all, this is an HP Chromebook laptop, so I wouldn't be surprised. To get me a gaming laptop, man. I can't wait. I am so ready to stream. Stream game and watch alongs or reviews on it. I done finished reviewing AEW Dynamite for you guys, and please hit the like button if you enjoyed the review. And make sure you subscribe if you're new, man. If you want to see more reviews and watch alongs on the channel, streams. No, the way this audio is skipping, I may not even go over your AEW Saturday morning news. I may just save all the news for this afternoon because I think this laptop needs a rest because the audio skipping is just too much. It's getting on my nerves. It's annoying. I can't stand it. I don't even think anybody can even hear me. The audio is skipping like that. And I can't stress enough to say that. Really. I cannot stress enough to say that. This is ridiculous. But you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a 4-minute break, and I'll be right back, guys. When I come back, I'll go over your WWE AEW Saturday morning news because all this news has to get out. Because if this news doesn't get out, nobody's going to know. Nobody in the internet wrestling community is going to know what's going on. What's going on with the WWE and AEW news within professional wrestling? Or should I say, what's going on within professional wrestling? Guys, you can just tell I sound sleepy, man. You can just tell I'm kind of talking in my sleep a little bit. My body has times where it's tired, and it has times where it's not tired. But I hope you guys enjoy my Dynamite review. I tried, man. Freaking, the only problem is the audio, man. I sound good. It's the freaking audio skipping. The strong Wi-Fi. I don't you guys hate strong Wi-Fi? I know I do. I really don't like strong Wi-Fi, man. I feel like it blows the streams, it messes up the frame rates. And the frame rates, it seems like the frame rate messes up the quality graphics in the stream. I just don't like the strong Wi-Fi messes up things, man. Really. If strong Wi-Fi messed up, and let me know. I hope I'm not the only one. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going on break. Don't go anywhere. When I come back, I'm gonna go over your WWE AEW Saturday morning news. That's if the audio stops skipping by the time I come back. Let's hope so. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your WWE and AEW Saturday morning news here. Of course, we are going to start at the top. I mean, why not, right? So apparently there's a call to add another NY family member to the bloodline. While speaking to the Two Men Power of Wrestling podcast, Samu admitted how great things are going with the bloodline. That being said, he would still like to see his son, Lance Inoue, added to the famous faction. It says here, and I quote, that I'm just proud to be able to watch these kids do their thing. I'm hoping one day they'll smarten up and put my on in there too. And then it goes on to say that Lance, he's been busting his ass. He's been in the ring since he was 5 years old. Everyone's got their turn. He's still in the shadows waiting for his turn. End quote. Roman Reigns will have a big challenge ahead of him on February the 18th as he takes on Sami Zayn. This is a big storyline aspect that could see many unexpected twists. Only time will tell how WWE books this tricky situation on the road to WrestleMania. So we'll have to see what the bloodline looks like in a matter of months. Obviously, the faction has gone through a few changes, a recent memory. In the meantime, I'll have to keep checking back with the story. But if there's some links to this news, to this story, I'll let you guys know here on the AEW World channel. So, apparently, there is a linked internal list reveals WWE SmackDown roster depth chart. Now, in fact, one of the top stars on the Blue Ring, as soon as he returned during Extreme Rules last year. Now, Sami Zayn has undoubtedly become one of the most beloved babyfaces this year, thanks to his incredible storyline with the Bloodline over the course of several months. On the other hand, Reigns remains top heel in the company as well. So far, he has been engaged in a feud. LA Knight, Bray Wyatt has, which culminated in a match at the Royal Rumble last month. According to PW Insider, the wrestling headlines, a leaked internal list was revealed. The top male babyfaces and heels for the Blue brand. As revealed by the list, Roman Reigns is the current top heel of SmackDown, while Bray Wyatt is the top babyface, with Sami Zayn being placed right behind him. So it has to be heels. Number one heel in all of WWE on SmackDown is Roman Reigns. He's a champion. Second heel SmackDown is Chaos. Number 3 is Solo Sikoa. Number 4 is WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Number 5, last but not least, fifth heel in the company and on SmackDown on the men's division is the men's singles division is LA Knight. Baby faces. Number 1 is Bray Wyatt. Number 2 is Sami Zayn. Number 3 is Drew McIntyre. Number 4 is Braun. And number 5 is none other than Rey Mysterio. The list, more or less, confirms that WWE plans on having Roman Reigns square off against Bray Wyatt somewhere down the line in a highly anticipated matchup. Now, we'll have to wait and see when the two will end up duking it out. What do you guys think of this story? WWE could already have planted seeds for Cody Rhodes' heel turn. We'll go over why they said that as soon as I find it. Now, any WWE superstar except John Cena can go through a heel or babyface turn whenever they need it. This moves their character along. John Cena can go through a heel or babyface turn whenever they need it. This moves their character along and adds a dynamic to situations. Cody Rhodes has been a babyface since his return. But Paul Heyman has a way of changing anyone's mind. During his Wrestling with Freddie podcast, Freddie Prinze Jr. discussed Cody Rhodes' promo with Paul Heyman on Raw this week. Guess I'd see if this detail was intentional, but Prince stated, says Ringside News, that they could have planted the seeds for a Cody Rhodes heel turn in that promo. This is what he says anyway. This is what they say. Says he is just at a whole different level. It's just like making a deal with the devil every time. He speaks to a wrestler, and he's going to test your morality as a babyface, because you're always going to be a babyface if you're in the ring with Paul Heyman. There's an interesting moment where Cody was almost nodding alongside, or alone, should I say. Ugh, can't get my shit right this morning. It made me think, like, this could be the moment they go back to if Cody turns heel too soon. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, and then he goes on to say, I'm not saying that's what they should do. I think that was actually the most powerful part of the promo, was that little sprinkling of doubt that Heyman always layers in here. He's just a stud man. A quote. That was from Freddie Prinze Jr. That is what all he said. WWE kept fans on the edge of their seats throughout the entire Bloodline saga. WrestleMania 39 will be a huge night for the company. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes punched his ticket for that big match by winning the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble as a trumpet returning babyface. Only time will tell how things stay that way. And after all, Cody Rhodes got cheers in the arena and he got boos. He got some cheers and some boos in the arena during that segment on Monday Night Raw this week. Which that kind of surprised me. It really surprised me that he got that. I was extremely shocked. Jerry Lawler will make a full recovery after suffering stroke. Let me find that story here. Somewhere in here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is the wrong one. Come on, man. Damn it. Here it is. It's previously reported the beloved pro wrestling legend was rushed to the hospital after suffering a stroke. In fact, Jerry Lawler experienced paralysis right before he suffered the stroke. Literally. Lawler also underwent surgery after being transported to the hospital. And says Ringside News they have some good news to report regarding his condition. Jerry Lawler's team provided an update on his condition via his Twitter, where they revealed that Lawler will make a full recovery and make his return in the near future. Photos of him in the hospital were also provided. Says here, and I quote, "Update on Jerry. After suffering a massive stroke Monday, he is now recovering in a Myers, Florida hospital. His speech is limited, but with rehabilitation, will regain a full recovery. He thanks everyone for the continued prayers and will be back in the near future." End quote. Jim Ross also said Jerry Lawler's prognosis, or should I say prognosis, is positive after he spoke with Lawler. Guess we'll have to wait to see when Jerry Lawler will be able to make his return to doing what he loves best. Until then, man. It's good to hear that Jerry Lawler's doing good. It's good to hear that he's okay. That is certainly great news to hear. New matches were made official for Monday Night Raw. So the company has just that they announced that this week that Bronson Reed will square off against Mustafa Ali on Monday Night Raw episode. The two got into a confrontation on February the 6th episode of Monday Night Raw, setting up their match for next Monday. Says here, and I quote, enraged over comments by Mustafa Ali regarding Dolph Ziggler's match with Bronson Reed. Reed confronted Ali backstage, with Ali asking for opportunities every which way. Reed granted Ali a match with him next week. Can Ali make good of this opportunity, or will Reed continue to pile up wins on his way to WWE Elimination Chamber? Find out next Monday at 8/7 Central on USA. And then it says we'll have to wait and see how the match will turn out, as the company is currently focused on stacking up the show. The go home show, which I had already, because I said that at the beginning of this week, that they're gonna have a Raw and SmackDown go home show next week. So it'll be the go home show edition of the show before Elimination Chamber on February the 18th. And the card for Monday Night Raw, for next week's Monday Night Raw, is the Elimination Chamber contract signing with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Liv Morgan, Natalya, and Raquel Rodriguez versus Asuka, Nikki Cross, and Carmella. Miz TV with Seth Rollins. Miz versus Rick Boots. Bronson Reed versus Mustafa Ali. That's the card for next week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Candice LeRae's grandfather passed away this week. Those of you that didn't know, you know now. There's news on that. Let's go over it. Although Candice LeRae did not disclose her grandfather died, or how old he was when he passed, it's clear that he meant a lot to her. Losing a loved one be a difficult and emotional experience. It was definitely a difficult and emotional experience losing my father last year. He died of liver disease. My thoughts are with Candice and her family during these difficult times. I know how she feels. I went through a lot myself, so I know. We all go through things. It's life. Candice LeRae really took to social media to announce that her grandfather has passed away. The Raw superstar posted to Instagram to reveal that her grandpa Dawson passed away late last week. It says here, and I quote, "Friday, I woke up to the heartbreaking news that my grandpa had passed," she said. And she goes on to say, "It's been hard to put into words the sadness I felt over the weekend. My grandpa supported my love for wrestling since I was a little girl. He recorded pay-per-views for me and my brothers, brought the VHS to my dad at work on Monday. And then my brothers and I silently waited for my dad, got home to watch it before Monday Night Raw. And she goes on to say, Grandpa always got a kick the fact that I loved wrestling so much and got a kick out of this being my dream job. I'm so fortunate that he was able to see me live. And NXT came to Riverside right before the pandemic. The last time I saw my grandpa, he met Quill. Quill smiled the biggest of smiles at great grandpa, as though he knew this was a special moment, or maybe he just knew great grandpas. Pretty amazing. I could go on and on about my admiration, appreciation, and love for my grandpa. I'm so grateful for knowing him and that the world chose me to be one of his grandkids. Rest peacefully, Grandpa Dawson. End quote. That was Mr. Ray there. My thoughts go out to Candice LeRae and her family. And may his soul rest in peace, man. Oh, man, what's going on? I tell you, this PlayStation 4 has been acting. Oh, wow, man. I have never seen my PS4 act like this. It has been acting strange. I don't understand why. Anyways. So there's today's likely direction for NXT Tag Team titles. There is some news on that. Yeah, I'm not joking. There's definitely some news on that. Where am I true? I'm gonna pull it up just a minute. What in the world's going on here? I do not be understanding this thing sometimes. Why isn't it cutting off? I don't hear anything. Something's not right with this PS4. Okay, so during Wrestling's Ever Radio this week, Dave Meltzer discussed Pretty Deadly's segment on NXT this week. The team came out looking dissolved and beaten. But then they got pumped up, won their match anyway. It was noted that this put them ahead of the pack to face Gallus for the titles. It says here that, yeah. So they're going to be wrestling Gallus, most likely for the belts. End quote. WWE NXT surprised fans when Gallus pinned a member of the New Day to win the tag team titles. That will likely lead to the New Day venturing back to the main roster for good. Because now Pretty Deadly is there to chase those titles. Pretty Deadly has a ton of talent and fans in America. Haven't seen anything yet Only time will tell how long it takes for them to become a top babyface team as well. Because, they also have that in them. For more on this story and everything else going on within the world of professional wrestling, I will keep you guys up to date on this story. And if I get more on this, I'll let you guys do my, I always go over your AEW news with you guys every week. Keep you guys up to date what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. But, WWE announced a historic UK SmackDown event this week as well. Thought I'd go over that with you guys. So, WWE likes to taunt their history, making moments to celebrate this new addition to their summer schedule. The company was not shy about celebrating its new achievement. SmackDown has aired from the UK in the past, but it was always taped, so they wanted to make sure fans knew about this momentous occasion. In a press release that they sent out, though they provided a bit more information about the upcoming June the 30th show. This here, and I quote, "Due to the incredible early response for Money in the Bank ticket pre-registration at the O2 in London on Saturday, July the 1st, they announced that SmackDown will also emanate from the O2 the night before, Friday, June the 30th. It marks the first time ever that SmackDown will broadcast live and in prime time from the UK at 8 p.m. local on BT. So, as I was saying, WWE and O2 pre-sales for combo tickets will be available on Wednesday, February the 22nd, 12 p.m. GMT at Ticketmaster.com.uk and AXS.com. Fans can register to receive an exclusive pre-sale offer by visiting www.wwe.com/Money in the Bank 2023 pre-sale registration. End quote. WWE fans know that the O2 Arena has hosted Raw and SmackDown before. They were also prepared for spoilers. Thanks to the fact that we're getting a live episode this time around, spoilers won't be a factor. UK fans are very passionate about pro wrestling. Their pandemic restrictions kept live events from going down in a big way for an extended period of time. Now that they are able to gather, once again, it seems that WWE is going to give them quite a show. You ask me. What's your take on this development? Watch out for development. Let me know in the live, please. I really appreciate it. Who was really responsible for Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman's dramatic WWE Raw promo? Well, it seems like it was Michael Hayes, according to a tenured member of the creative team. Because it says here that my source Ringside News would like to make it clear that producers and writers have different assessments in WWE where promos are concerned. Michael Hayes produced that segment between Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. He had nothing to do with the words they spoke. Now, they were told by a tenured member of the creative team that Michael Hayes was responsible for the physicality as slight as it was between Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. That physicality was noted in a big way thanks to a few simple nods from Cody Rhodes. Freddie Jr. noted on his podcast, those small nods, Cody Rhodes doing his promo, Paul Heyman could have planted the seeds for something down the line. Perhaps a heel turn for the American Nightmare. It's an ongoing storyline that has miles left to develop as we approach the greatest stage of them all. But storytelling in WWE is far more complex than a lot of people give it credit for. So they were told that to say anyone other than Cody Rhodes was responsible for what Cody wanted to say, or that anyone other than Paul Heyman put together Heyman's promo is wrong. The promo took many minds to make everything work, and they obviously had the right people in those roles. That's what Ringside News says, not me. The WWE superstar spotted in Phoenix ahead of Super Bowl. The Miz is most certainly one of the most established, decorated WWE superstars in the history of the promotion. His in-ring skills are not really good, even though on top of winning various titles in the company, The Miz also has his own reality show and acted in movies. He is a mainstream level talent, which is why it's no surprise that he will be in attendance for this year's Super Bowl. The A-lister has also main evented WrestleMania once in his career. Won't ever stop reminding people about the fact, despite that, The Miz had a very rocky start to his WWE career. Many believed he would be let go sooner or later. Thankfully, he preserved and become one of the highlights of the company. Former two-time WWE champion has been part of shows such as Dancing with the Stars, among others. Therefore, he truly lives up to his A-lister moniker. According to a report by PW Insider, The Miz has been spotted in Phoenix ahead of the Super Bowl that will be taking place tomorrow. It's likely he will be making an appearance during the event in some way or the other. So they were told that The Miz was spotted in Phoenix ahead of Super Bowl, basically. The Miz is currently one of the highlights of Monday Night Raw since Ringside News and always manages to stay relevant no matter what the company throws at him. I'd like to see how he'll enjoy the Super Bowl. You know. WWE hires new commentator. They hired new color commentator. Unfortunately, this has nothing to do with NXT commentary team. I wish it did. They need to get Vince and Booker T the fuck out of there. They are not good on commentary. Vince, Joseph, and Booker T. According to a report from Flightful Paywall, WWE hired Blake Chadwick for a role on NXT level. His new WWE name will be Blake Howard. Blake Howard will join Byron Saxton on NXT level of commentary. I don't know who watches that. Nobody watches that. I don't even watch that. Which airs after SmackDown every Friday night. Howard has previously experience with WrestleCade, VCW, Ring Warriors, Combat Fights, Unlimited, Camp, Leapfrog, and West Coast Wrestling Connection. Oh, really? Says here, and I quote, that Fightful Select has confirmed that WWE has hired independent commentator Blake Chadwick, and he officially started with the company this week. We're told that his new WWE name is Blake. He left the company on Tuesday. And will debut on the Friday episode of NXT Level. He'll be joined by Byron Saxton. Blake Howard has worked with WrestleCade, Ring Warriors, West Coast Wrestling Connection, Fights, Unlimited, Camp, Leapfrog, VCW, working for about a decade. You have to see how Blake Howard does in his new job. WWE is a different game than, I guess, his previous venture in pro wrestling. Howard. But he will also have great people to work with, as Triple H still runs the show. I guess his previous venture in pro wrestling. What's y'all's take on this new hire? All right, let me see. Let me see what other news I got here. Let me check, see what other news I got listed. Oh, Jerry Lawler. Remember when I went over the news on Jerry Lawler not too long ago? He is out of ICU after suffering stroke. Jerry Lawler's Twitter account sent out an update for fans. They announced that Lawler is out of the ICU now. He is set to return to his Fort Myers, Florida home for outpatient rehab. So it says here that Jerry is out of ICU and will return to his Florida home for outpatient rehab for his limited speech and cognitive skills. Doctors hopeful for a full recovery, and Jerry is looking forward to returning to his fans very soon. Now, it also says here that Jerry Lawler's health challenges have been widely recognized by fans, including a life-threatening heart attack in 2012 during a Monday Night Raw broadcast with Michael Cole stepping in to fill his role during his absence. We're sending out our best to Jerry the King Lawler, says Ringside News. Hopefully he will be able to get back to his daily activities very soon. Only time will tell if he ever gets in the ring again. You have to know he will, if his doctors allow it. That's the first time in a long time, in years, I've heard news on Jerry Lawler. I don't remember the last time I've seen news on him, to be honest. But it's great to see that he's doing okay. He was one of the best commentators that WWE's had for years. So, it's great to see him doing all right. Great to see that he's out of the ISU or ICU, whatever it is. Gunther breaks huge record as WWE Intercontinental Champion. Doesn't surprise me at all. Gunther is going to become the greatest Intercontinental Champion in WWE history. But Gunther just broke a significant record as WWE Intercontinental Champion, surpassing Shelton Benjamin's 244-day reign with the title in 2004. The Ring General won the WWE Intercontinental Championship in June 2022 and has since defended it several times. The achievement has been acknowledged by WWE on Instagram, who stated that Gunther now holds the record for the longest Intercontinental title reign of the 21st century. With his 245-plus day reign, Gunther has become one of the 10 longest reigning Intercontinental champions in history, which doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, he can even successfully defend his Intercontinental Championship without his goons, known as Giovanni Vinci and Louis Kaiser. I wish they would give them their old names back, to be honest. Their old names sound better than their new ring names. The Ring General now holds the 25 spot on the list of combined reigns as the WWE Intercontinental Champion. It is to be noted that this is Gunther's maiden title run on the main roster. Rumble 2023, Gunther entered the men's Rumble bout at number 1, pretty much, and broke Rey Mysterio's long-standing record by lasting 1 hour, 11 minutes, 25 seconds in the ring. Gunther was eventually defeated by 30th entrant Cody Rhodes, who won the men's Royal Rumble. I think Cody Rhodes should have been number 1. I think Cody Rhodes being number 1 makes sense, given that Rhea Ripley was number 1, and she won the women's Royal Rumble. The same could have been applied to Cody Rhodes. They could have had him as number 1. I think it would have worked out. Like it did with Rhea Ripley in the women's Royal Rumble. I think that would have made more sense than having him as number 30. Let me know if you guys agree. Well, as you all know, Cody Rhodes has his ticket to the main event of. He has to punch his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania 39. Now he does. Now, in addition to the milestone, Gunther has also held the record for the longest NXT UK Championship reign at 870 days. Obviously, Triple H is a big fan of him as well. Ultimately, Gunther's run as Intercontinental Champion will stand as one of the greatest in the history of the sport. And he'll go down as one of the most beloved champions in the eyes of fans. Congratulations to Gunther, who has set an example of hard work, dedication, and excellence that all aspiring wrestlers should strive to achieve. Linked internal list shows top female superstars on Monday Night Raw. On the Monday Night Raw brand. I wonder why the IWC community has been overlooking all these news articles, all this news. I guess you got me for a reason. Huh. Guess you got me for a reason when it comes to me giving you everybody, when it comes to giving every single person their AEW news. Me to count on. And you have other smart guys like JD in the community to count on when it comes to AEW news. But PW Insider reports that a linked internal list has revealed the top 5 babyfaces and heels for the Raw Women's Division. Now, I did say the Raw Women's Division is doing better than the SmackDown and NXT Women's Division, but they're no different. They have some weeks where they do good, and they have some weeks where they do fucking absolutely terrible. Now, there is no information available on tag teams just yet. I mean, at this point, the women's tag team division is non-existent. I mean, there's no women's tag teams, in my honest opinion. None of these women tag teams are a tag team to me. I think they're just paired up tag teams. Like Damage Control, I feel like they're a paired up tag team. They need to get Bayley away from Dakota Kai and Io Sky. They need to do a Damage Control breakup storyline. So they need to have Bayley when Bayley and Damage Control lose to Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita at Elimination Chamber. They need to have Bayley turn on Io Sky and Dakota Kai. That's what needs to happen in Elimination Chamber. Have Bayley turn on Io Sky and Dakota Kai, and that could start a Damage Control breakup storyline. Or maybe you could have Bayley feud with Io Sky and Dakota Kai. And have Io Sky and Dakota Kai come out as the babyfaces, and have Bayley come out as a heel if you want to book Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Io Sky and Dakota Kai. I don't think nobody's going to be interested in watching that match. I mean, just throwing it out there. But Damage Control as a group, Bayley, women's tag team champions, Io Sky, Dakota Kai are at number 1. They're sitting at number 1 in that position. They're the number 1 heels in the Raw Women's Division. Rhea Ripley sitting at number 2. I don't know why she's sitting at number 2. She should be sitting at number 1. Alexa Bliss sitting at number 3. Bryn Evans sitting at number 4. Carmella sitting at number 5. Now let's take a look at the list of baby faces. Bianca Belair, Raw Women's Champion, sitting at number 1. Becky Lynch sitting at number 2. Asuka, number 3. Mia Yim. No, not the Miakin name. Get it out. That sounds garbage. Main roster garbage. Miachin, no. That name does not make sense. They need to get rid of that name. Stop calling her Miachin. She is Mia Yim, not Miakin. No. Get it out. Get rid of that name for her. Number 5, Candice LeRae. Interesting to see the list include Damage Control as a group. When no other tag teams or factions are listed on the internal listing for Raw, the fact that Carmella's name is among the 10 superstars, especially when she just recently returned, speaks volumes of how WWE would push her on Monday Night Raw. I don't know if I want. Well, that's something Ringside News said, and I'm just reading it to you guys what they said. Now, with WrestleMania 39 fast approaching, certain talents from NXT are expected to be called up to the main roster, thus shaking up the lower tier in mid-card picture. This makes it exciting to see what new names could potentially break into the top 10 by this time next year. Let me know what you guys think of that story. Possible spoiler for a WWE Elimination Chamber title match. Austin Theory won the United States Championship at WWE Survivor Series, but you guys already know that, and has been on a roll since his huge win. In fact, his stock only continues to rise with every passing week. I didn't mean to do that, but I just wanted to throw it out there because I'm speaking facts right now. Spitting facts, man. The young WWE superstar is set to defend his United States Championship inside the Elimination Chamber at the event on February 18th against Seth Rollins. Johnny Gargano, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Hunter Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. Many fans expecting him to end up losing the match. Well, unfortunately, that wasn't happening. Obviously. According to Dave Meltzer's Observer's letter, it was noted that WWE has taped a television show that airs in March, which shows Theory holding the title. Therefore, no one can assume Theory will obtain his title at the Elimination Chamber. My throat feels fucking weird. They taped a television show, it says, and I quote, that airs in March, winning the U.S. title belt. I thought I heard something strange outside. That doesn't mean 100% that he's retaining it here, but it is something. Unquote. Even Triple H believes Austin Theory has the potential to be one of the biggest stars in pro wrestling. Have to wait and see if Theory will be able to, let's say, pretty much retain his title at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view event or not. What is y'all's take on Austin Theory? I think Austin Theory's doing great for himself right now, man. That's all I got to say about him. Elimination Chamber is going to be a great pay-per-view. I know that for sure. I will be live for Elimination Chamber. I'll be live for my Elimination Chamber 2023 pay-per-view watch-along. Hopefully you guys are there for that. And I'm probably going to mention it on multiple reviews and watch-alongs. Maybe. So I might even mention it on Friday Night SmackDown Rampage watch-along next Friday. Randy Orton's WWE return timeline remains unclear at this time. So Randy Orton underwent surgery, as you guys know, and that back fusion surgery was said to be a success. Now, he is at home and recuperating as WWE prepares for the road to WrestleMania. Good on Randy Orton. The Wrestling Observer newsletter dropped a small note about Randy Orton's progress. It was slated in the newsletter that Randy Orton's return has no updates at all. In fact, they're still looking at a long wait to see him again. We've heard no wrestling update on him recently. His back injuries were very serious, and a few months ago, there was concern about whether he'd be able to return or at best. It would be a long time, which it has already been. Randy Orton did not return during the 2023 Royal Rumble match. But neither did his tag team partner, Matt Riddle. The original Bro has been off television for months. But it had nothing to do with an injury. Riddle failed a WWE wellness policy test, and he had to go through rehab. Something Steve Carrier, the founder of Ringside News, needs to go through. Something he needs to go to. Yes, Steve Kerr needs to go to rehab after posting those old posts about me. He shits on Paige every time he sees her on AEW television. Says the geeks online, says people online, says the podcasters, says the journalists, some of them. I believe him. Steve Kerr used to have me followed on Twitter at one point. I'm not even joking. If you don't believe me, why don't you ask some of my Twitter followers that I used to have? Why don't you ask some of my YouTube subscribers that's been subscribed to me for a long time that have Twitter? They know. Trust me. Oh, trust me, they know. Only time will tell if RK Bro ever makes their way back to WWE television. I don't think not. I think they're going to, once Randy Orton comes back, they're going to start the Matt Riddle feud. Once Randy Orton and Matt Riddle comes back, I think they're going to start the Randy Orton and Matt Riddle feud, man. That's exactly what's going to happen. We want to see it. I want to see it. I'm sure my only favorite podcaster, JD, wants to see it. And I'm sure half of the internet wrestling community on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and YouTube wants to see it too. What's y'all's take on the situation with Randy Orton? I heard something outside. Had my heart jumping. Top WWE NXT superstar out of action with eye injury. The Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that JD McDonough is currently out of action with an eye injury. It was not noted how long he will be out of the ring or which eye is pretty much affected. Says here, and I quote, JD McDonough suffering an eye injury, will be out of action. And quote, hopefully JD McDonough will be able to get over this injury and make his way to the ring. His momentum was at least stalled by the pandemic as it stopped NXT UK in its tracks. Now that he's in NXT, nothing should stop him from becoming one of the highlights for WWE's developmental system. Fuck, man. Fucking shit keeps making noise. Damn. What's y'all's take on the situation with JD McDonough's eye? WWE has no WrestleMania plans for Matt Riddle either. Ringside News WWE is currently going through with their WrestleMania plan. Riddle is not a part of the situation. It was noted that the original Bro will return to the squared circle. WWE was hopeful that Matt Riddle would make a return by WrestleMania. But that doesn't seem to be in the cards. Riddle hasn't been seen on WWE television since his injury at the hands of Solo Sikoa. Now, Riddle's last public message was to thank his girlfriend for standing by him during his recovery. He also took that chance to show off his new grill. Only time will tell if Riddle's shining, smiling face will be seen on WWE television again. The road to WrestleMania seems very doubtful. WWE once said Riddle as a huge merchandise mover and potential top star. His team with Randy Orton was one of the top acts that Vince McMahon put together during his last stunt in charge of the company's creative direction. Then the Viper was taken off television due to a back injury. And Matt Riddle's hiatus followed for a totally different reason. At this point, Randy Orton's WWE return timeline is up in the air. Of course, WWE is hopeful that he will be able to make a return as well. They were able to confirm that there are no WrestleMania plans for Randy Orton at this time either. If y'all have any questions about that, please ask. I will answer your question the best way I can. WWE prepares new movie Parody. Excuse me. WWE preparing new movie parody promos for WrestleMania 39. Told you guys I was having a hard time getting my stuff right for some reason. Usually I get my stuff right. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on the road, when I'm on fire with my reviews and watch-ons, usually I get my stuff right. That's kind of not the case for this morning. Triple H is still in charge of WWE's creative direction, and it seems that he made the call to get back and pull out some new movie parodies. It will excite fans. It's unclear who will get which roles at this point. WrestleFolks reports that WWE is currently getting some movie parody promos together for WrestleMania 39. These will hopefully start airing on the road to WrestleMania. They could always save them for the opening intro packages for each night before the show starts. Just here, and I quote him here in WWE has begun filming brand new movie parody promos similar to those from WrestleMania 21, Miz, McIntyre, Sheamus, Brawling Brutes, Street Profits, all expected to be included in the promotion for WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Only time will tell how these new movie parodies turn out. Odds are they will get some great material out of the superstars that they pick for those parody scenes. Oh boy. That's gonna be fun and great for them. Undertaker confirms Las Vegas show. The Undertaker's one-man show titled Undertaker 1 Dead Man Show features the last outlaw in an imminent setting. Hey, isn't Jeff Jarrett the last outlaw though? I mean, I'm just asking. The Undertakers takes the stage to share some before heard stories from his story WWE career and engages in a Q&A session with the fans in attendance. Now, the show made its debut last summer during one of WWE's Big Four pay-per-view weeks, SummerSlam, with successful shows already conducted in San Antonio, Boston, Philadelphia, Nashville. It already has announced the next location for the show. The Undertaker is set to bring his talk show to the deserts of Las Vegas in March 2023. Now, the One Dead Man show will be held at the Chelsea on Friday, March 21st and March 24th in Las Vegas. Making its debut in the gambling capital of the United States. Yep, it's going to make its debut in the gambling capital of the United States. That's where it's going to make its debut at. Moreover, the show after Las Vegas has also been announced. The Undertaker show after Vegas will take place at the Novo at LA Live on Friday, March 31st in Los Angeles, being near the WrestleMania 39 weekend. There are only a few VIP tickets available for each show. These tickets come with first-class seating and an opportunity to meet The Undertaker. The sale of tickets for The Undertaker Dead Man 1 show begins on February 14th at 10 a.m. PT. For the March 24th performance, tickets can be bought through Ticketmaster.com, and for the March 31st performance through AXS.com. What is your take on this story? WWE planning famous gimmick match for WrestleMania 39. We have got to get this out. Ringside News was told by a tenured member of the creative team that at some point it was discussed to move the planned Hell in a Cell match to the Royal Rumble, but Edge's acting commitments for the Percy Jackson series got in the way. It was confirmed to them that the Hell in a Cell was always planned for WrestleMania. At that point, it is uncertain if they will still have that match, but it was in the planning stages. Edge and Beth Phoenix appeared to be heading for a mixed tag match in Elimination Chamber against. Of course they are. That is also the final stop on the road to WrestleMania. We'll have to see how WWE continues their build on the road to WrestleMania 39. Meantime, I will follow up on this story, guys. If I get anything new, I'll let you guys know. And one of my reviews and watch-alongs. Over 50 playable wrestlers confirmed for WWE 2K23. This is your last WWE Saturday morning news. WWE 2K23 is the latest gaming series based on the sports and entertainment juggernaut. The much anticipated game is set for a massive release on Friday, March 17th. It will be available to play on PS4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and Microsoft Windows. Former multi-time world champion John Cena is the official cover superstar for WWE 2K23. This is the second time Cena has embraced the cover of a WWE 2K video game. The champ previously stared on the WWE 2K15 cover art. Well, no shit, that's no secret. WWE 2K23 is expected to feature one of the most comprehensive rosters in the history of WWE 2K games. The developer recently dropped a major announcement confirming the availability of 50 WWE superstars as playable characters in WWE 2K23. I wonder how many more we're going to get. That's my question. How many more are we going to get in the game? I'm hoping we get a lot more. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping at this point. We should be getting a lot more. We should. I see Grayson Waller's in the game. Well, I'm going to tell you guys the new additions in the game. We have the new additions are Alba Frey, Bad Bunny, Ron Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Cora Jade, Grayson Waller, Nikita Lyons, Roxanne Perez, and Zoe Stark. Those are the new additions in the game. Now, Dota 2K23 will be available in standard deluxe in icon editions, with the later being loaded with bonus content for fans clamoring for extra. The icon edition will be featured Bad Bunny as a special playable character. I'm gonna tell you guys the rest of the talents that are in the game. The rest of the talents that are in the game, I just named the new additions to the game. I'm gonna give you guys the regular additions to the game. Now, the regular people, the regular talents that are on the game are Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Austin Theory, Batista, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Beth Phoenix, Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley, Booker T, Bret the Hitman Hart, you know Booker T, the one with the terrible takes on his podcast, the worst terrible takes. Bret Hart, Brie Bella, Brock Lesnar, Charlotte Flair, China, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Edge, Gunther, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy and Jey Uso, John Cena, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Kurt Angle, Lita, Liv Morgan, Logan Paul, Molly Holly, Nikki Bella, Randy Orton, Randy Savage, Rhea Ripley, Rob Van Dam, Roman Reigns, Ronda Rousey, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Shawn Michaels, Shayna Baszler, Sheamus, Shanti, Steve Austin, The Miz, The Rock, The Undertaker, Xavier Woods, and Selena Vega. We got Odell Phantasma, man. They don't have Legado del Fantasma on here yet, but they will. Oh, don't worry, they will. They haven't added the rest of the talents on there yet. More to come, man. Trust me. There's more to come. There's more talent. More talents will be added to the game. I wonder how many DLCs we're going to be getting for WWE 2K23. I wonder. Because there are over 50 playable wrestlers confirmed for WWE 2K23 so far. It just only makes me wonder, man. So that's going to do it for your WWE Saturday morning news. Now we're going to go over your AEW Saturday morning news. I'm getting the hell out of here. There will be no AEW Rampage or SmackDown reviews because both shows were terrible, and I don't want to go both shows. I'm not going to. I told you, if the shows are terrible, I'm not going to review from here on out. I just don't got time for that shit. I'm not going to review shows that are terrible, that don't deliver. You know what I'm saying? No. Not making myself look bad on my channel. No. AEW Dynamite sees viewership dropping. Oh, I wonder why. It was a great show. I mean, how could the viewership drop with a fantastic show? AEW delivered this week, man. I don't understand that. It says here that WrestleNomics reports that February the 8th episode of AEW Dynamite saw a viewership of 899,000 with a .30 rating in the 1849 demographic. So that was for February the 8th episode of Dynamite. The February 1st episode of Dynamite brought an overnight viewership of 901,000 with a .31 and 18.9 demographic. January 25th, that was my 24th birthday. January the 25th episode of AEW Dynamite brought an overnight average of 1 million viewers with a .32 and 18.9 demographic. I was live for Dynamite on my birthday. The January the 18th episode of AEW Dynamite drew 969,000 viewers with a 0.31 rating in the 1849 demographic. And that's all I'm going to go from there. I'm not going to go over the rest of that shit. That's too long. That's a lot of freaking shit to go over down there. That freaking article. I ain't going to go over the rest of all that. AEW partners with ESPN to broadcast in Australia and New Zealand. Whoa, I wonder why they're doing all this. It says here that on February the 9th, ESPN announced it has secured exclusive broadcast rights to AEW, bringing its premium matches and entertainment to ESPN subscribers in Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands starting February the 16th. Oh boy. For Australia and New Zealand and the Pacific Islands? Those are the only people that's getting it? Well, they are some lucky motherfuckers. Tell you that. I'm sure that people in the United States are not going to be happy about this when they see this news, when they wake up in the morning. The partnership marks AEW's first broadcast deal in Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. The deal also happens to be ESPN's maiden business collaboration with a professional wrestling organization in the region. Now, fans in the region will be able to catch all the action on Dynamite on Thursday and AEW Rampage on Saturday. They're talking about the folks in Australia, New Zealand, and Pacific Islands. Not us here in the U.S. With same-day replays and episodes made available on demand. Furthermore, fans will have access to all of AEW's quarterly pay-per-view events on delay. Revolution, Double Nothing, All Out, and Full Gear. That's going to be really cool for Australia, New Zealand, and Pacific Islands. Good on them, man. I hope those residents there in Australia, New Zealand, and Pacific Islands enjoy that. AEW puts on the best shows that they've ever produced. The best television in all of AEW. AEW will be available on ESPN in the following locations. It'll be available in Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, Cook Islands, Niue, Nauru, Vanuatu. I don't know what the fuck that is. Kiribati. Northern Morris. American Samoa, Marshall Islands, Palau, Federal States of Micronesia, all those other countries, man. There's probably more listed. Just have to see what the deals Tony Khan's company signs next. It's obviously a big deal for fans in the part of the world. AEW having issues with AAA due to WWE. Jay Mello was booked for a World Mixed Tag Title match at the AAA event in Mexico. Remember, this was about 3-4 months ago. I went over this news about that. She was also booked for a tag team match on AEW Dynamite back in December of last year. Mello ended up pulling out of the title defense and competed on Dynamite instead due to this. AAA became very upset with AEW and they stripped Tay Mello and Sammy Guevara of their titles. In fact, AAA is really done putting titles on AEW talent, period. According to Dave Meltzer and Wrestling Observer Radio, a lot of details regarding AEW's current issues with AAA were revealed, including WWE's involvement in the whole matter. Whether anything comes of this or not, is this, and I quote from Dave Miller, the hope is to have either Kenny Omega or Kota Ibushi come in to challenge El Ajo Del Vikingo for the AAA Mega title at one of the Triple Mania shows. Getting Omega is tricky because it has to come through AEW, and there are issues there because of how the Dragon Lee and Dralistico win over FTR in Mexico in December went down, with FTR losing, and then immediately in the ring, Dragon Lee saying he had signed WWE, and WWE having a story ready for ESPN on Lee signing and getting footage of the scenario and releasing it on social media, with Lee having beaten one of AEW top tag teams. Just want to see whether AEW and AAA will ever improve their relationship, as it seems unlikely at this point in time. Jay Cargill believes it's time for her to start having rivalries with top stars. She should have already had rivalries with top stars ever since she became TBS Women's Champion. Ever since she became the AEW TBS Women's Champion. I don't know why that hasn't happened yet. Oh, and AEW Fight Forever also gets official ESRB rating. The AEW video game will be released sooner than expected. The game will be called AEW Fight Forever and will feature a loaded roster for wrestlers, as well as a lot of match variety that fans will love. AEW Fight Forever is set to be the groundbreaking debut video game from AEW for console platforms. However, recent reports by Matt Black of WrestleZone indicate that the game is yet to receive an official release date due to difficulties in securing a team rating from ESRB. Oh boy. Does not sound good. It seems that the ESRB has an official rating. Well, isn't that something? So this is what it says. It says here, and I quote, "This is a wrestling game in which players compete in matches with wrestlers from the AEW roster. Players use punches, kicks, grappling maneuvers to drain their opponent's health. In some match types, barbed wire, stadium, stampede, unsanctioned, players can use barbed wire, baseball bats, metal chairs, and cocktails against opponents, eventually resulting in submission or knockout. Blood splatter effects can occur during matches. Stating the match, video footage of real matches also depicts blood of wrestlers facing, or should I say faces, and bodies. The game contains some lightly suggestive material, female wrestlers in reviewing outfits, deep cleavage, bunny outfits, particularly exposed buttocks, wrestlers performing taunting gestures, watch chop, lapping buttocks. Real footage sometimes depicts wrestlers drinking alcohol, smoking. The word shit is heard in the game. Yes, the word shit is heard in the game, literally. End quote. The game will also feature bloody matches such as the Lights Out match and more. It is also expected to drop on PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC by next year. By next year, it says. What? You mean to tell me we waited to this year to find out that it'll be dropping on consoles next year? What the hell? The game's supposed to be out this year. What the? I would not be surprised if it comes out in March of this year. Hopefully it comes out in March of this year. Hopefully it comes out the same time that the WWE 2K23 game gets released. Hopefully it gets released at the same time on the same day that WWE 2K23 gets released. Hopefully. Let's hope so. We'll have to see how the game will be received by fans and critics alike. Complete bullshit to hear that man, this is I can't believe it doesn't tell you the rating. This game will more than likely be dropping on the same day. It will more than likely be dropping on the same day that the WWE 2K23 game will be released. Jade Cargill believes it's time for her to start having rivalries with top stars. As I said, it should have already been feuding with top stars ever since she became the AEW TBS Women's Champion. Says Ringside News, they say that the TBS champion is also the longest reigning champion in the company's history. Huh. Yeah, break. Her TBS championship reign has been nothing but complete dog shit. Not because of her, because of AEW and creative, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing with Jade Cargill. That's why. And these fucking geek fans are complaining. These geek fans are complaining, saying that she's having an impressive run. Yeah, no, she's not. She's having a fucking terrible run. Don't fucking listen to what the fans say online, man. They don't believe what these fans say online. You know they're lying. The AEW Women's Division is currently divided into two. There's the main card where the likes of Britt Baker, Saraya, and Jamie Hayter are. And then there's the mid card that consists with wrestlers like Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. And it looks like TBS champion is ready to transition to the main card. Says Ringside News. I don't even know. I'm not even going to say anything. Wow, man. You have to be kidding me. Yeah, I'm definitely ending it on that note after that. I cannot see the TBS championship being on the main card. The only women's champion that should be in AEW is the AEW World Women's Champion. That's the only women's championship that should be on AEW television, to be honest. I'm just throwing it out there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I'm done. That's going to do it for your AEW Saturday morning news. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for joining the live chats. If you enjoyed my Dynamite review, hit the thumbs up. If you enjoyed me giving you guys your AEW Saturday morning news, also hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We still currently have 581 subscribers. We are 19 subscribers away from 600. I've been saying it all week. Let's try to get more people in next time. And there will be no SmackDown or Rampage review. I am taking a break from SmackDown Rampage just because both shows were fucking awful. Absolutely awful. I don't even know why JD even bothered going live with the SmackDown Rampage review. Both shows were, knowing he damn well knew that them shows were not going to deliver. Fucking SmackDown Rampage was terrible. It was not good. Now, the other two things on SmackDown was the Fatal 4-Way match and the Bloodline storyline, which continues to be the greatest thing in all of WWE. Bloodline storyline. Two of the best matches, two of the only best things on Rampage were actually the only best thing on Rampage changed that. The only best thing on Rampage was the brawl between Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Toni Storm and Saraya. That's the only best thing on Rampage, the brawl between the team of Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and the team of Saraya and Toni Storm. That was basically the only best thing on Rampage, to be honest. Nothing else really stand out to me, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. The viewership for Rampage is going to drop yet again because Marina Shafir was on the show. Nobody gives a fuck about Marina Shafir anymore. She might as well retire from professional wrestling. She can't continue on like this. She can't continue on like this if she's not getting support from fans. Especially given how awful she is in the ring. I mean, all the more reasons why nobody's a fan of Marina Shafir. I'm getting out of here. I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's weekend. We're going to be posting my YouTube schedule for the rest of this weekend and for next week. Probably as soon as I end the stream, maybe. Or I may end up posting it in the afternoon. I don't know. But I'm getting out of here. You guys take care. We got a new week coming up. Monday Night Raw Go Home show will be my Monday Night Raw Go Home show review will be Tuesday. It'll be Tuesday, either Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon. It may just be Tuesday morning. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's probably more than likely going to be Tuesday morning. Probably at a 10 p.m.-ish or 10 a.m.-ish or 11 a.m. I have to set my clock to 11 a.m. And when I get up, I'm getting up. I'm not going back to sleep. I am definitely scheduling my Monday Night Raw review to be live early at 11 at either 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Monday. Definitely getting up when that clock goes, that timer goes off. I'm not falling back asleep like I did that last week. Not happening. Not happening. Anyways, folks, I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed my AEW Dynamite review and me giving you your AEW Saturday morning news. I'm getting out of here. Have y'all selves a good one, and I will see you guys this afternoon. I'm streaming a new game this afternoon, so be on the lookout for that. I'll see you guys this afternoon, man. I'm getting out of here.